Bitcoin. We have been we've been watching for this level coming down to where these wicks were here for a long time, right? It's been here for a few days, right here on the trend line. We had this nice pump yesterday, but today we're doing a nice correction. And I did not go long yet because I'm not as there's just signs that says I don't know. It doesn't look so good. I'm not too bullish at all really right now. I mean, well, okay. For one, I'm not bullish until the 50 EMA crosses back up above the 200 EMA. We are slamming several times now on these levels, and there's only so many times those levels will get challenged before we start seeing price be breaking them. And today maybe it's just pump it down here, and this could be just a beautiful bull trap for for people to get liquidated in. But let's check out in the lower time frames. Lower time frames, yeah. So here on the 4 hour, like we had this giant green vector candle, which we then, once we see a green vector candle, price likes to be, return to it, right? Look at this one. Big green vector candle, price comes and consumes it. Okay. Big green vector candle, price comes back down to consume it. Here, big green vector candle, price coming back down to consume it. Now, what we could see here is a bounce from the 50 EMA, and then we could start, what we would want to see is to break this high. Is what we would want to do. I mean, because look, if you see this pattern right here, this is is this W pattern invalid? Yes. Yes. So we almost like what we wanted to really see is on this W pattern, right? We did break here. That's awesome. That's cool. But now we're starting to break down below that area again. So let's see what happens here. I mean, here on the 4 hour, looks like we could be getting an overbought signal. So we could see lower prices. So yeah, not convinced, right? This is just a giant range here, right? Rejects off the 50 EMA, comes back up, challenges 50 EMA, rejects, comes back, gets above it, but now let's see if retests it. So this could be bullish, but again, it's like the volume. Look at this; it's starting to print. Like there's signs that says that this is this support isn't going to hold. So I'm not too convinced that this is going to hold here. It looks like it could be some weak support. But and let's scroll back because I was reading yesterday how what's his name? Um the Sandler dude,
Michael
the
Saylor, right?
Sailor, thanks. Yeah. It's just Michael Saylor, right? If it gets down to 21K, let's get a Mr. Sailor liquidation line going on here. So if we had 21K, we'll just call that 21K. This is Mr. Saylor's liquidation line. He gets a margin call if it gets down to this line here. Could it get down there? I mean, we have green vector candle zones here from pumps all the way back in December of 2020. All right. Now we gotta hit. A lot of people are saying what we're gonna likely level that we're gonna hit is this like 28K level here, somewhere around there. Okay,
Mhm.
so it's kind of if we see kind of a slow trend like this, we're on the weekly here. So if we see, if we see just like one giant spike down, come back up, we, that could happen. But what I could imagine is a slow kind of trickle down up, and then we could. Whoop! Now you can't even see what I'm drawing here. Something like this, right? And Michael Saylor gets liquidated. I don't know if any of this is going to happen, But I'm just saying that it is totally possible. Like when people say like, "Oh, it can 28," like it doesn't. The market makers, you have to understand this is a futures product now. It's not, if the market makers, right, these green vector candle zones says that these market makers are taking a bunch of shorts in all these zones, and so they could still be in those shorts, right? And there's a ton of liquidations down here too. That's what's crazy about all this is like if you go to like the long time macro liquidation levels, there's a bunch down here. And that's where market makers make their money. They just chase liquidity. And I'm sure Michael Saylor's bag looks pretty tempting to
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Anyway, so I'm just I thought that was interesting that
that
you can get a
is.
margin call around 21K. And I was looking at
That
charts. I'm
is.
like, what's the likelihood of that happening? I mean, right. We had, let's just see what the price difference is from where we are from. All right. So here, right, peaked out 69K. We're at, we're 44% below our all time high, about right minus $30,000. Okay. So now let's see what that is like if we did that down to Michael Saylor's liquidation point,
The Sailor
which is
point.
right around here, 45. Like we are almost like right in between. Like this is 45% down. So like we're like in between whether, the all-time high and to Michael Saylor's liquidation point. So I mean, it's why not? It's a flip of a coin at this point. There's definitely, and if you look here, there's definitely all these vector candle zones down here. Not too much up here. It's
Hmm.
just interesting, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they don't care about they don't care about they don't care about the price. Anyways, okay, so here we go. Done with BTC. Everything's pretty much down today. ETH down 2% right now. Um, let's take a look at what ETH is doing. Oh, this is the weekly here. Come on, are my indicators
No
going to
chart
load
for
here?
you.
Yeah, no indicator. Oh, here we
Oh,
go.
oh.
Yeah, so
Wow.
weekly we getting a overbought signal here on ETH. And ETH doesn't have nearly as many vector candle zones as Bitcoin has. So this could, what I mean? Like there's some interesting things going on as far as how far. But yeah, could he come down here? I don't know. I, maybe. But as like, this is like the Bitcoin low. So if Bitcoin hits around 28K, maybe we'll see Bitcoin hitting around 1700. But maybe not, because there's a lot of people saying how Bitcoin could be flipping, or I'm sorry, ETH could be flipping Bitcoin at some
Yeah.
point.
Plenty of
Some point.
speculation about that. Yeah.
Who knows? It's just but yeah, I mean, we'll see. But ETH looks pretty down right now. But daily we still have a green dot. So, we could see some higher prices maybe in the next couple of days, but currently not looking so hot. 4 hour could be printing an overbought signal, so could be seeing some lower prices today as we claim this green vector candle zone and bounce off the 50 EMA possibly. So this is good. This is a bullish sign potentially, right? If this price holds around the 50 EMA and kind of just bounce, like, right, because we busted above the 50 EMA, we're retesting it, right? That's what we want to see. We want to see retest, and then we want to see a separation of price from the 50 EMA. Get this 50 EMA across the 200, and we're bullish again. So that's what we want to see. Right now, testing, and I know a lot of people might be going long around this area too. But at the same time, look, momentum is kind of going down. So we could just kind of see a little range here before we see any movement, or it crashes down and invalidates this retest, and the retest fails, and then we're back trying to play underneath the 50 EMA. Anyway,
Hmm.
so we'll take we'll be keeping our
Lots of
eyes
scenarios
on
there.
the charts. Let's take a look at Ape real
ApeCoin.
quick. Ape looking kind of the same, right? 4 hour looks like it's been exhausted. This little pump here is done. It's done. It's exhausted. So we're expecting a retrace. Maybe it bounces right here off of the strong support at $14. But we do have these these vector candle zones right here that we could see the price coming back down to, and that's about around the really strong, very very strong support there at $10, $11, and then so we'll see if it breaks here if it breaks this level of support, which is around $14. I mean, I would maybe let's go to 11. That'd be a good buyback
Yeah.
potentially. But we'll see. But yeah, man, look at this. Everything's red today. Do we have any giant losers? Big losers, 5% here, down for near. Another 5 down for Mana. We've got 5 down for Cardano. Cardano yesterday was doing pretty well, if I remember right. And totally, yeah. So yesterday, just big bull trap, guys.
Yeah.
Big bull trap to go along. And you really want to wait for this moment, right? And all these tokens look like they're all kind of doing the same thing. They all had a nice day yesterday. They are all coming down to retest a 50 MA. And let's see if this is where we get a bounce back and we start having a nice little pump here. But is it going to happen today? It's not looking likely. As the market opens, it's just tanking. So let's see. We'll watch the bounces. If you're going long on those bounces, just know that we are starting to get a lot of signals that we could get lower prices. So maybe it gets down to really get a bunch of people going short, right? And then brings the price up to get those people liquidated. That kind of type deal. Now it's time to trap the bears, essentially. So we'll see. We'll see how that all works out.
Bears.
Yeah. Watch out for those bear traps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go back to trading on the 1 minute charts, though.
Oh no. Oh my gosh.
I'm going cowboy.
Matt he's a junkie. He's a degen junkie where he just can't degen enough. It's just like he's flipping as many NFTs as his portfolio can possibly handle. And then at the same time, he wants to be riding the lightning on the 1 minute charts, trading like a fiend. He's just
not all of that is true.
Just bloodthirsty.
Well, it's just look at the 1 minute. Like if you're using the kimono wave here, right? It's like you get a short signal, you see that it bounced off the EMA. All right, let's go. Take profits. You get a buy signal, it's going to want to try to return to the EMA. Boom, take profits. They're small. Short, take profits.
Yeah. And you have to do something like this, you got to use something like Ichibot because you want really
to
low
get your
latency.
orders in fast enough.
Yeah, you want really low latency. You want it faster than Binance or Bybit can even pretty much do it themselves. You want it.
Yeah, you want to bot it.
Lightning.
You got to bot it. Yeah. Because even the
use
bots that we have, like even the profit trailer bots that I'm using, like when I go long, it's not quite as fast. Sometimes I miss orders, sometimes my orders suck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when you get those orders and you want to go in immediately.
That's a little trading alpha for everybody out there. Is Ichibot? It's a secret little tool.
It's so secret.
It is. I think he actually hates when people talk about it on YouTube because he doesn't like that it sends people to go use it.
Dude, okay, yeah, and if you're looking for customer service, you're not going to get it.
You're not going to get it.
The fucking wiki, man.
It's that kind of place where you go in and you are like, could I get a fork? They give you chopsticks, and the guy just spits in your food and then walks away. So
no, that's not that bad. It's not spitting your food bad, but
he just goes,
the customer service.
Can't you read the fucking sign? It says we don't give fucking spoons. Okay,
something like there you go. That's what it would say. It would say